Santidankwa, the Public Relations Officer for the SRC, and I welcome you to the third State of SRC Address. So I'll be giving you the order of events as and when they pan out. Ongoing right now, arrival of dignitaries, that is outside the conference room, and a salute anthem and inspection of parade being done by His Excellency Master Kelvin Sir. Followed by that to be the signing of the Book of Records. Then the commencement of business. Kindly note the following.
two, two. Two, two, hello, two. Hello, two.
Honorable members, we are proceeding to the commencement of public business, and top on that list is the procession. So on the queue of the Marshal of Parliament, please be on your feet. On the queue of the Marshal of Parliament, please be on your feet. On the queue of the Marshal of Parliament, please be on your feet.
Two, two, 1, 2. 2, 2.
Mr. Speaker,
Brown. Hello. Opening prayer. Today being our 10th anniversary, we'll be taking it together with the Parliamentary Council. Opening prayers. Almighty God. Almighty God, we humbly beseech thee to look with favor upon the Parliamentary Council of the SRC of the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology. Grant that it may perform its high duty, as in thy sight. Give divine guidance to the President of the SRC and the Vice Chancellor, and our members of the Parliament discernment and vision, integrity and courage, that through the labors of their work, students may be well and truly served, and thy good purposes for the common human life shall be realized in our midst. Amen. Thank you, man. Johnson. Aziz. The foul. Before we move on to the Parliamentary Council, we have gotten a new marshal just some few hours before this sitting. We had Master Joshua Elomsenenya turning his resignation letter. And by our standing orders, when there's a new appointee, we need to present the person to the Parliamentary Council for approval. Yeah, work. Microphone. So let's vote. Thank you very much, Master Johnson, Kofi Aido, you are now accepted. Move on to introduction of dignitaries. We are blessed today to have the new Vice Dean of Students to grace this occasion, Dr. Oche Adai Mesa. Please say you are welcome. I'd like to formally welcome His Excellency Master Kelvin Euros to the 3rd State of SRC Address. I'd like to also welcome the Judicial Chair, Chief Justice Samuel Edumako Pinaman. Also, we have the Vice President in our midst, Master Enoch Kwatin. We also have the Financial Secretary, Master Gilbert Mensah. We have the local KNUST President, Master Yao Wampo. We are also blessed to have our beautiful General Secretary, Ms. Kukwa Texan. We also have here the Chief of Staff, Kelly Amankwa. We are also blessed to have the TEK chairperson. He happened to be a former member of this noble house, Honorable Kenneth Chukwu. We also have Ms. Elena Lutrot, who happened to be the legal commissioner. We have the Pax Romana president, also in our midst. So as we move on, we'll continue to have more introduction. Without much, we'll take a musical interlude from Gamsukwa. We want to welcome address by the Right Honorable Speaker. I would like to first of all apologize for starting in late. I'd like to welcome everybody to the third State of SRC Address of KNUST-TEK. You are welcome to the second section of the third SRC Parliamentary Council. And today happens to be our anniversary day. Honorable Member. Okay, thank you very much for the attention. It's being furnished to you people. So you are all welcome to the third State of SRC in the second section of the Parliamentary Council, which happened to fall on 10th March 2019. Today happens to be also our anniversary day. We are having our 10th anniversary celebration. And I'm happy today to see a lot of students in the public of KNUST to attend this important function. Today, as we all know, we are going to have to hear what have been done in the past weeks as we open school and what is yet to be done by the various MPs and also our president. Today, we are going to know which way we are to move on as a country or as a republic, KNUST. So far, we have done well and we have come far in our student governance. For 10 years, we have had SRC Parliamentary Council, which have its motto as democracy is student governance. And we have done well to make sure the voices of people will be heard. We are not yet there, But I believe the little effort all of us will put in, we'll get there. So far, so good. This moment of celebration, and to all the halls and various colleges who are having celebration, a moment of celebration is for all to have a reflection, looking to the past, learning from current situations, and preparing for a better future. As various executives taking over, it's good for us to make sure we get the right things done. We do not repeat the mistakes of our predecessors. We move on with a lot of things done. And I believe we'll get there better. To the other students, for the many years we have spent in school, to the final years, we should ask ourselves, whether 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, what impact have you made in this school? Impact as such, a contribution you have made to your class, a classmate, a roommate, or at your fellowship. We all need a change in KNUST-TEK. We all need a better condition. But we shouldn't forget that the executives at various levels cannot do it alone. Management cannot do it alone, but we all have a role to play. That's why from time to time, we come here to listen to the ideas from members of parliament and also that of the president to know which direction we should go. And it takes everybody effort to get there. After today's event, we all need to have a conscious effort to get where we want to get KNUST-TEK to. In our prayers, we always will hear that we want to see a beautiful KNUST-TEK. And I believe 10 years in our governance, we ought to do things differently. We ought to move on. And we should not forget, management exists because of us. And we are also there also to collaborate with them. We will have challenges, but when the challenges come, it's up to us to make sure we follow the right structures to get things to be done. I'd like to take this opportunity also to appreciate the good effort of the media. In taking up office, the media have played a critical role in information dissemination. And in appreciating them, they should also forget not to make our structure irrelevant. We may see a lot of information around, see a lot of challenges, but we should resort to following the structures and know what to report out. When the structures are being followed and things are not done, you can feel free to report. We always welcome your constructive criticism, and we are ready to accept change. Today happens to be a time that we need to celebrate because we have come far as a council. Thank you very much. The adoption and acceptance of a minute. The minute as well was sent to the page, so we ask members whether there's any correction to be made. With that, may a member move for the acceptance. Colonel Michael.
Mr. Speaker, in the absence of any corrections, I, Michael, the President of Health Students Association, moves for the acceptance of the minutes.
Thank you very much. We want to statement. Would like to give it the Honorable Deputy Speaker of the Parliament, Honorable Derek Nidodu Amu.
Mr. Speaker of the House, I'm grateful to be called upon to give a report on the House. I would like to start with our activities for our 10th anniversary. And our 10th anniversary began with aerobics, where students were invited to join parliamentarians, and then we had a health walk and an aerobics section. And I would like to say a very big thank you to all students and students leaders that showed up on that day. It was a success. And we also had leaders at prayers, where all students leaders came around to pray for KNUST and also to pray and protect our integrity as well. And then we also had Tech Leaders Summit, where we had speakers like Bernard, Avle, coming around to speak to students and how they could be good leaders. And today, we are here to crown the anniversary day by celebrating the day. We are going to also have other activities after today, which is going to be games. And then we are going to also crown it again with a prayer section and a Thanksgiving section. So that's the rundown for our anniversary. And then for the very first time in history, we are having an office for the Speaker of Parliament, a furnished office where everything is documented. And we are no more going to have the problem of documentations anymore. So any speaker that assumes office is going to be well furnished with documents and is going to make student governance easier and accessible by all. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Honorable Deputy Speaker. We want a statement from non-residential MPs. Before they speak, I think so far the structures have been strengthened. So I will just give them an opportunity to also add it to their report. We'll start with Conte MP.
Mr. Speaker, the House. Mr. Speaker, thank you very much. This semester began with the completion of the bridges from Idiasi to Flint, which is a move in the right direction because the rains are about coming down and it's going to be a problem. So it's being solved. It's a positive thing. Also, previously and for the past 10 years that we've had Parliament, the non-residential caucus has not had a structure. That is a well-structured office. We don't have any patron, any leader, overseer. But this academic year, thanks to the Honorable Speaker and the Dean of Students' Office, the structures has been put in place, which is going to oversee non-residential activities, which is going to make sure that the off-campuses are going to be safer than they are. They are going to benefit from initiatives from the school, as those on campus are benefiting. They're also going to benefit from initiatives from the SRC, as those on campus are benefiting. Example, the shuttle system. So I think that's also in the right direction. Another thing is various activities and initiatives like the shuttle system and the security policy, which was passed last 2 years, is being implemented from next semester. So that's also a good initiative. The 40,000 cedis, which was mentioned here, is being put to good use. So thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you very much. Welcome to Kantikorno constituency. Honorable Benjamin Befi.
Mr. Speaker of the House, I'm Befi Kwabena Benjamin, representing Kantikorno constituency. I would like to, first of all, thank your office for the immense support you've given us. This year, Kantikorno will be having a program dubbed EXO. And this program seeks to welcome mostly the first years who are right now having, who are mostly available at that place, with a population of 1,100. So this program is a way of welcoming them to the place, and the main activities that are probably that will be happening during, it's on Wednesday, that's 13th to 17th of March. That Sunday. So please, through this media and everything, we are trying to invite each and everyone to be present. So thank you, Mr. Speaker.
I hear say constituency. Honorable Victor Ampofu.
Right, Honorable. Thank you very much. So with the major things that were affecting our areas, I think it will be, the first thing will be the bridge, which we all know it has seen an uplift. All the backfills have been done, and we are very grateful. And the whole non-rare constituency, we are all seeing uplift in our structure, administration, and everything, which we are very grateful about. But the current problem we are facing now is the hostel prices, and I know Master Kelvin Sir would really talk about it in his state. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. We on to ISA MPs. Honorable Linda Okonkwo.
Mr. Speaker of the House, I'm Okonkwo Linda, and I'm the General Secretary for the ISA. I'll be giving the report on events so far, or the affairs so far. With the ISA, we are working on the ISA entrepreneurs. We're trying to collate the list of entrepreneurs in ISA to enable them publicize their products and get them out there for the whole Kenya's populace to know them. Then with the welfare, we are actually working on the welfare for international students because actually there are some people with issues, so there's a form out and they're going to have to fill the form to be able to benefit from the welfare scheme. Then with the Miss ISA, at the end of very soon, we're actually going to have our Miss ISA, and you're all cordially invited to the Miss ISA program. Then after midterm, we plan to have an ISA trip for international students. And this trip is actually to enable students, both freshers and continuing students, to get accustomed to each other and to get to know each other more. So at the end of the semester, or at the end of the academic year, we actually foster a relationship between international students. Thank you.
Hello. Thank you very much, Honorable Linda Okonkwo. We move on to the Hall MPs. I'd like to start from Independence Hall.
Yeah. We bring you greetings from Independence Hall constituency. My name is Nancy Adakwe-Yadom, and I'm the General Secretary for Independence Hall. First and foremost, I would like to start with our just recent ended programs. On the 6th of March, as our name goes, Independence Hall, and so therefore, a day like Independence Day could not just pass without us doing anything. We had our Independence Parade to commemorate the independence or the attainment of our independence, and that was a great event. Dignitaries were all invited, even our colleagues from Queen's Hall constituency were all invited, and they came to witness our massive event, and that was a plus for all of us. Again, so we had patriotic nights. That was a night set to make way for the Independence Hall, the Independence Parade, and that was also a massive event. Last but not least, yesterday was a great day for members of Independence Hall and all affiliates. And yesterday, our members had a debate, and then we won with extremely high scores. We were first and third in these debates, and I would like to appreciate Mr. Fifi Wabeng and his team for such a great work done. Again, I would like to encourage everybody to anticipate for Independence Hall Week. It's going to be one of a kind, and so everybody should just anticipate and watch out for Independence Hall. Again, to my brothers from Queen's Hall, please, I think you have to learn a lot from Independence Hall. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Congratulations. I go to Public Hall.
Thank you very much, the Speaker of the House.
continuing from where they ended, I would say Republic Hall also placed second in the just ended RP Baffle debate. And then we won the Sambra Soccer competition as well. So if they think they're the only ones having some achievements, we also do. And then with just ended programs, we had our chocolate night in Brasson, which was just the day after the Vows Day, the night of love as people seem it. And it gave the chance for people to come and showcase their talents in music. And I think members on campus and those off campus also came and saw how the program went. Fast forward, going on to our event this semester, we're going to have a relationship talk in collaboration or together with the Republic Hall counselor, and it's going to be about love lives, how to relate with your roommates, with your family and others, and then I think the date's on the 23rd of March, and I'll use this medium to also invite everybody in this guest house to be present. Also, we are working on a bursary for members of our hall, and then we've realized that some of the members in our hall are having issues with even, aside their school fees, even the upkeeping. So the JCR, in collaboration with the SCR, is trying to get something small for our members who really deserve the little funds. And then to talk about the hall week, which we are anticipating, and dub the Phoenix, is coming up on the 3rd of April to the 6th of April. And then one will say, why Phoenix? And I will say, anybody else here can interpret the Phoenix in so many ways. As you all know, the Phoenix is a bird that regenerates or rebirths itself, or as you say, it really lives on through flames. And so with the Phoenix as our name for this whole week, so the rebirth or the renewal of our whole weeks, which was a week now to our separate weeks, one also explain it in that way. And also the rebirth or the renewal of KNUST-TEK after the impasse, and then the renewal of our culture and how it's important to the nation development. And so in this year's Hall Week celebration, we're going to have the karate.com setting where people should come and then enjoy how our local foods are made, and also the basketball competition for those with the basketball skill. And then with that, I think everybody here is invited. We are going to have the Cologne night, the fashion show, the art exhibition, the dog show, the car wash, and on and I can go on and on and on. And then the mega, which is the fan city, coming off on the 6th of April. And then I wouldn't say much on our whole week as other halls want to do. But then I want to say you're all invited, and it's coming off once again on the 3rd of April to the 6th of April. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Welcome to Queen's Hall, Elizabeth II.
Mr. Speaker, members of this honorable house, I bring you greetings from the first mixer and the only hall named after a human being, Queen Elizabeth II Hall. The Buckingham Palace has had its fair share of the ups and downs that life in KNUST has to offer, from achievements to challenges. Mr. Speaker, the game of chess is one for smart people. Queen Elizabeth II Hall, as smart as we are, won the just ended inter-hall chess competition. It would be unfair on our part if we fail to acknowledge the university management in helping Queen's Hall sink a new commercial borehole to address the water crisis that hits the entire university. Mr. Speaker, Queen Elizabeth II Hall boasts of winning the inter-hall football tournament organized by the Sports Directorate of the university. Queen's Hall continues to strive for the best, and it is no surprise that other halls, especially Independence Hall, wish they had a touch of royalty associated with them. But remunerations promised by the Sports Directorate is not being given to the sportsmen and women who took part. So we wish that the SRC president will follow up on this with his sports chairman. Mr. Speaker, on the issue of health and safety, the university owes a duty of care to provide emergency services to ailing students. It was promised that an ambulance will be stationed at a vantage point by the Dean of Students during our second State of SRC, but nothing has been heard about it. I'll use this opportunity to thank the National Union of Ghana Students, KNUST Local, for supporting all the halls, especially Queen Elizabeth II Hall. Mr. Speaker, from the Buckingham Palace, I would like to say thank you very much.
Congratulations to Queen's Hall. We go to Africa Hall.
The Speaker of the House, my name is Giftia Moa from Africa Hall constituency. Mr. Speaker, Africa Hall has been through a series of transformation during this tenure of regime, and I would say it's been quite an experience, as this regime has sought different governing styles to maintain sanity in the hall due to the gender difference. And I say so because it is the first since the hall's inception. As the JCRC promised, the hall study room is under renovations, which is expected to be ready in 2 weeks in order to provide a healthier learning environment for residents prior to the mid-semester exams. And again, flat screen TV and DSTV has been provided to our male residents to enable them watch the ongoing leagues and championships. It's been a great run of events so far with my constituency. Looking at where we took off and what we can measure, I can say we are better. Without much ado, I want to let you all know that with all these strive, we deserve a chill out. And therefore, I'm inviting all present to the steamiest ever Africa Hall Week, which is scheduled to take place from 17th to 20th of April. And you should all be ready to see your most admired artist this time around. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you very much. Going to Clinical Student Hostel. Today is the first for them to be a State of SRC Address. That was a new constituency added to our parliamentary council.
The Speaker of the House, good evening to all of you present. My name is Treme Johnson, the president of the Clinical Student Hostel, JCR. And today happens to be the first time we are presenting our reports at the State of SRC Address. And because of that, I'll crave the indulgence of the Speaker to educate all of us on what the Clinical Student Hostel is, so that you have an idea, because we are also part of KNUST. All right, so Clinical Student Hostel is an extension of KNUST, and we accommodate clinical students of the School of Dentistry and Medicine. So it houses clinical students from 4th year to 6th year, and we have final year medical laboratory students, we have sonography students, and we have some final pharmacy students as part of the members of the hostel. In total, we have about 713 members as part of the JCR, and over the years, the JCR of CATH has not been represented on the SRC Parliamentary Council, and this happens to be the first time we are being represented. We have some few goals as the JCR, and I'll outline just a few of them due to time. One of our goals is to offer a serene atmosphere for students in the clinical years of their study, and also offer a socializing environment that will build a long-lasting relationship between health professionals in some time to come. So our activities as a hostel or as a JCR, we have a monthly key phase sessions, which is dubbed Adrenaline. And this is an activity that involves all residents of the JCR. And we want to encourage everyone that because of the vitality of our health, let's include key phase sessions in our programs as JCRs and as other faculties. We also have what we dub as Valentine's Day Lucky Dip, which is an event. It's more of a raffle, which is done for all members of the JCR to give them some gifts during Valentine. And then we also have this relationship clinic that comes off at Valentine's Day for all members of the JCR. And we also have our JCR Week celebration, which just ended yesterday. Our achievements so far as the JCR, we have succeeded in getting our JCR represented on the Parliamentary Council. And then we have also cautiously followed administrative procedure over the year. And we've also transitioned from using wooden beds at our JCR to metallic ones. And our dependence on Ghana Water Company for water supply has also moved to underground drill, which is in the form of borehole. And we also had the opportunity to collaborate with the SRC in organizing a live concert at our place, which happens to be the first of its kind. And this was part of activities marking the 56th year anniversary of the KNUST-TEK. Despite all these nice things that we have enjoyed as a JCR, we have some few challenges which we want to address to the SRC and the entire management of KNUST. The major challenge has been with inadequate funds for the running of our activities. We have just one source of funding, which is the dues paid by members yearly. And secondly, members of our JCR do not enjoy the free healthcare delivery that's available to students who are resident currently on campus. It will marvel you to know that we live close to a hospital, or we live at the hospital, but when our members have issues with healthcare, they have to struggle to get adequate access to healthcare, and it's due to the fact that they have to cater for their own funding. We know that students here enjoy free healthcare at Tech Hospital when they are admitted, but we don't have such opportunity to our members. And we would also love to participate more in SRC activities. Therefore, we will encourage the SRC to host some of their programs at Confanoche so that our members also have the opportunity to enjoy the programs of SRC. And finally, with our challenges, we have inconsistencies with our Wi-Fi connectivity, especially over the weekends, and we want to urge the various stakeholders to take a look at that. And we also want to say that we appreciate the entire Council of the Parliament for allowing us to be part of the SRC Parliamentary Council. We've been in existence since 2001, and it's so shocking to know that this is the first time we are being represented as part of students of KNUST. But in conclusion, I want to say that the issue of student welfare has been and will always be our priority, and we will urge everyone to join hands with us as we pursue this goal. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We'll move to the college caucus. We'd like to begin with College of Health Science.
Right Honorable Speaker of the House, my name is Ajoa Safoa, and I bring you greetings from the Health Sciences Students Association. To begin with, I would like to touch on some activities that the Health Sciences has performed. We have the HESA Socializing, dubbed Hysteria. This event took place on the 16th February 2019 at the poolside, and we saw a lot of students trooping into the venue. The event also saw performances from artists like Tulenke. Again, we have our intercollegial games organized by the KNUST Sports Directorate, and we are very happy that HESA placed the second in the athletes and handball, both men and women. And so far, so good. And please, I'd like to end here for my president to continue. Thank you.
Mr. Speaker, continuing with our activities for the second semester, the Office of the Women's Commissioner of Health Students Association has held an innovative idea challenge program dubbed DRIA. This innovative program sees women health students to come up with ideas to improve our health system in the country. And it goes on to continue with a book launch where the ideas from various participants are being, given out to the students to see what we can do to improve our health system. Mr. Speaker, elections are once again upon us, and in the College of Health Sciences, one of our departments has successfully held their elections, which is the Medical Students Association, together with their JCR, as a matter of fact. And we are grateful to the EC of Medical Students Association for organizing the free and fair elections. Mr. Speaker, looking forward, the Health Students Association plans to bring to its students an IT entrepreneurship program and a notification app to help with ease in accessing information from the college and also some departments as well. The Students Association, also in partnership with the college, is also planning to bring to its students a welfare package for needy students, because we've realized that all fingers are not equal, and so there is a need to support some of our needy students in the college. I'd like to humbly touch on the fact that results have been released, and some of our students are agitating, especially the first years. Mr. Speaker, I'd like to use this platform to admonish them and say that those whose targets have been achieved, kudos to them. And for those who one way or the other may not have achieved their targets, they shouldn't get under the bridge, or they shouldn't say that because of that they are perturbed or anything. They should keep working hard, because everything, need consistency. And of course, with hard work, they'll be able to persevere. Mr. Speaker, Health Students Association has had its fair share of challenges that KNUST has to offer, like my honorable colleague from Queen's Hall said. We still have transportational challenges for students who have moved to their new facilities, be it the School of Veterinary Medicine and Allied Health. Personally, I've said this at almost every meeting I've attended, be it with college management, dean of students, and also at parliamentary sittings. And I'm hoping that things are being put in place to ensure that this menace is checked or is corrected, so that students can have an ease with movement to their new faculties. HESA has come far. Myself and my batch of executives didn't meet HESA as it is now. And so we have at least done our bit. And we are hoping that the new executives who will soon be elected will come and take off on a good foot and also continue with the good work that we started. Long live HESA and long live the good people of KNUST. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you very much. Honorable members from College of Health Science. Go to Kabisa.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker of the House. My name is Felix Ochiriabua.
Yeah.
And I'm the president of Kabisa.
Yeah.
To begin with, I would like to introduce our college counselor to you all. She's in the name of Miss Joanna Hackman. Auntie Joanna, can you please wave? Moving on, I would like to talk about the College Week celebration. The theme for the 4th College Week celebration was fostering the role of art in the built environment. I'm taking it again. Fostering the role of art in the built environment. We started this week's celebration on the 1st of March by organizing a mega socializing to hit KNUST campus.
Yeah.
This program was in collaboration with the College of Natural Resources and Agri Students Association, KNASA, and we named this mega socializing One Corner Socializing.
Yeah.
Believe you me, students from both colleges really enjoyed the program. Again, we continued the week celebration on the 4th of March 2019, which had the launching and the TEK exhibition. Also, we organized a seminar on the 9th of March, and the theme for the seminar was Entrepreneurship, the New Revolution in the 21st Century. We invited speakers like the ECOWAS ambassador, who is Kwame A.A. Opoku. We had Emilia Brobe to be present as well. She's an actress. We had Daniel Asumeni, the CEO of UDEC Africa, and myself, the Kabisa president. Then again, we are still celebrating our week celebration. So we'll be having our college games and some other activities. Also, we'll be embarking on projects like Lovers Bench in our colleges. We'll be providing Lovers Bench for both faculties in my college, that is the Faculty of Art and the Faculty of Built Environment. And also, we'll be renovating our exhibition hall. So far, I think that's what Kabisa has. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Bloody person.
Going to College of Science.
Thank you, Right Honorable in the House. I'm Patricia Do Atachim, General Secretary of the Science Student Association. To begin with, I will start with the activities we've had so far. On the 26th of February, that was on a Tuesday, we had a program dubbed After School What Next? CISA in collaboration with LEG Group and Data Bank organized a career and investment summit, which had a focus of psyching up our students to patronize investment. And on the 2nd of March, we had CISA Mega Socializing, dubbed TEMU, Feel the Heat, a forum where students had the chance to socialize, interact with people, release stress, and foster long relationships. Just Saturday, we had our CISA Champions League semi-finals and finals. And fortunately enough, chemistry, my department, emerged the winner. And they were given branded t-shirts, branded jerseys, a cap and medals. And the second had jersey and a football, in that order. And not to forget our welfare packages. CISA had the interview, the shortlisting interview for the bursary. That was 21st to 22nd of February, 2019. And we are hoping that next week, God willing, the list to be out. And we have upcoming programs like the CISA Woman Challenge, an initiative which aims at improving the thinking capability of female students with innovative ideas in their field of expertise. I would want to use this platform to encourage female students in CISA to really take advantage of this, and there are cash prizes to be won. So whatever idea you have, just apply. And we have Apprentice CISA, which is also coming off, Science Cafe, which is also coming off, and the much anticipated CISA dinner, which comes off in April, and all are invited. But please take note that you would have to get a ticket. And finally, that's coming Tuesday, 12 March 2019, MIDA, in collaboration with College of Engineering and College of Science, brings an internship seminar to our doorstep. This internship seminar is for female students only. So I would entreat my sisters from engineering and those from my college also to take advantage of this program. It comes off at the College of Science Auditorium. So far, so good, Right Honorable. These are my submissions.
Thank you very much. Honorable member from College of Science. We go to Kanasa.
Mr. Speaker, my name is Israel Emmanuel Ahedo. I'm the president of Kanasa.
And I'm Poku Frida, the general secretary. Okay, so we'd like to start with our challenges about our bus system to animal science and Bwedi. I believed we addressed this challenge the last SOSA, and as at now, nothing has been done about it. So, Mr. Speaker, I wish you could attend to it. Then, moving on to our achievements. As the second set of executives for our college, we have, first of all, renovated the college office, which is the state of the art. And Mr. Speaker, I believe you could bear witness to it when you once visited our office. And there is a review of our constituency. Like there's a change in our constitution, and there was a General Assembly forum, and also KNUST League, which the first season has passed, the eighth season is yet to come, and KNUST Apprenticeship, which happens to be the maiden edition, a program by the WUCOM, and there was a movie night dubbed Illuminate. There was a production of KNUST Diary to brand our college, something out to show that there's a college called KNUST, and Mr. Speaker, you'll be served one later on. Then there was a mentorship scheme, which also it was a maiden edition. There was the outside classroom training program, also the first edition, and our mega program with Kabesa, our socializing, dubbed One Kana.
Yay!
That was held on first March at Silicon Hotel. And Mr. Speaker, I even saw you the way you were just. I think you enjoyed the program.
Sure.
Yes. And there was there was a summer school, and last but not the least, an internship that is being organized by the college. It's a USA internship that students can go outside to go and have an internship program there. And it's not for only KNUST students, it's for students of KNUST. So if students here or of KNUST wish to partake, they are warmly welcome. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Honorable member from KNUST, we have to cause.
All right. Thank you very much, Right Honorable. My name is Betty Mould, and I'm the Secretary for College of Humanities and Social Sciences. All right, so as part of the Kojo Nketia Fidelis-led administration, we made promise of changing the Office of the Women's Commissioner to an elected one. And God being so good, we've been able to satisfy all constitutional requirements, and now the office is a duly elected one. This will give room to all ladies to choose their own leader to represent their interest. And then to some of the activities had this semester, we organized our college games named Pokeke. And then these games saw together the few faculties coming under one umbrella. And then the main aim of the games was to bring the people in unity and love, and this was achieved. The students of economics won the up-on-chain. All right, moving on. We spent our Independence Day cleaning the environs of Tech Junction. We believe that giving back to society is not all about donation, but then the little things we could do to help the people of the society. And then also we would organize our academic year dinner dubbed La Mesa to crown every activity had within the year. We again have the Business Idea Challenge. I'm sure most of you have heard about it, and then it resumes on the 30th of March. That is the final of the Business Idea Challenge. And then we're also going to have a counselors program, which will be on the 10th of April. All right, the counselors program will be held on the 10th of April, and it's going to be about how to distress and how to identify a friend in distress. So thank you very much. Use this opportunity to invite everyone to the program. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Before we move on to the university anthem, I'd like to introduce former honorable members who have joined us in the public gallery. We have Honorable Kojo Fidelis Nketia. We have Honorable Stephen Dufour. We have Honorable Cecilia Osei-Bonsu. We have Honorable Samuel Sisa and Honorable Kwame Green all joining us. There are members who have resigned and aspiring for other positions. Thank you very much for coming. Without much, we take the university anthem. We are all supposed to rise. After university attempt, the Dean of Students will speak to us. Please rise up. Thank you very much, Kamsukwa. We want to have an address by the Vice Dean of Students.
Your Excellency, Master Kevin Sir, the SRC President, the Right Honorable Speaker of Parliament, Benjamin Sasu, and the Chief Justice, Master Samuel Pinaman. Quite apart from the fact that my role as a Vice Dean of Students enjoins me to be here today, the decision was an easy one to make. And it is not only because I've enjoyed a very heartwarming relationship with the three arms of government, nor the fact that it offers me the opportunity to introduce myself formally to the August House of Parliament as the Vice Dean of Students, but in large part because of the opportunity this offers me to be a part of this history-making event. A couple of years ago, 1996, 14th September to be specific, when I walked into the KNUST as an undergraduate student, the SRC Parliament, or Council for that matter, in its present shape and form, was non-existent, although there was something akin to the workings of the SRC Parliament and Council, which was referred to as the Senate. I will wish to commend the leadership of the House in particular, and the SRC leadership generally, for their immense contribution to the maintenance of peace and stability and an environment that ensures that academic work progresses smoothly on campus. I wish to state that leadership will continue to enjoy the unflinching support of management and the Office of the Dean of Students as long as activities remain within the confines of the rules and regulations we have set for ourselves. In cases where some of us have had to be punished, this has been done in the spirit of deterrence, in the spirit of reformation, and never out of malice, but indeed out of love. On this memorable occasion, I wish to implore all of us to dig deep into our immense beings and reflect on the things we have done or not done in the past and find out whether or not our actions and inactions, corporate and individual, have been in the best interest of Mother KNUST. If we find out that our actions have not been in that interest, let us use this occasion today to mark a turning point. If the answer is yes, let us resolve to do better and more for KNUST, for it is all we have. I heard the honorable member from Komfanochi Teaching Hospital Students Hostel talk about the absence of health delivery systems, although they were living close to a hospital. I wish to bring to the attention of the Honorable House that our arrangements have been completed for the provision of all forms of health services to 4th, 5th, 6th year medical students, pharmacy students, and indeed all students who reside in the clinical students hostel. The only reason it cannot start, say, today or tomorrow is the requirement for the provision of cards other than the student's ID card, which would serve as a form of identification for students who live in and around Komfanochi who are supposed to benefit from the said service. I wish all of us well. Any issues that have been raised here that borders on the Dean of Students' office or management, I promise to carry same to the office and to management to ensure that answers are provided to the numerous problems you have spoken to me about. Have a very good afternoon. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Next will be an address by the SRC president. Before that, we'll have a cultural performance. as we wait for the cultural performance, I'd like to announce that the Vice President was with us in the beginning. He had to attend an equally important program. That's why he has taken leave of us. In the course of the meeting, our Vice Dean also will have to attend an important event, which is for students' welfare. So during the course of the sitting, if you see him going, he's going for a good purpose. Thank you, myself, for coming. Can the choir give us a song as we wait for the cultural performance? The choir.
Leadership. Leadership is a call to serve. Leadership is an action, not a position. Who is a true leader? A true leader is someone who don't run away from challenges. A true leader is someone who can sacrifice for his people. Who is a true leader? A true leader is someone who has integrity. Integrity is the very core of his influence. Living his values to which he believes is what makes others believe him and place their trust in him. Above all, humility, integrity, discipline, and hard work is his core values. We all know who we are talking about. 2018-2019 SRC Executive Board and the school management team who can go to the extra mile to make sure the poor students get food to eat. These are leaders we are searching for to build Mother KNUST. You are a true and a great leader. Let us come together, join hands, and build Mother KNUST for our own good. Master Kevin Sir cannot do the work alone. That is why he is calling from different angles to come together, mobilize resources for development. What are you doing to support Madagascar? I call on you. Like they always say, togetherness is unity. And we all believe unity is strength. This strength is what we need for development. I therefore call on you. Come together, join hands, contribute, play a part to build Mother KNUST for Mother Ghana, Africa, and the world at large. Thank you.
Thank you very much. That was a nice, thank you very much. That was a nice performance from students studying tourism and culture, happy to be members of College of Humanity and Social Science. Let us rise as our president moves for his address.
Indeed, a wonderful performance by the choir and the cultural troupe. Alone I can do little, together we can do much. The great man Douglas Adams once said, "To give real service, you must add something which cannot be bought or measured with money." To give real service, you must add something which cannot be bought or measured with money. Mr. Speaker and the House, it gives me great joy to be in this August House once again, the Parliament of KNUST-SRC, to perform for the third time the pleasant task of fulfilling my constitutional mandate by giving the honorable members of this August House and the good people of KNUST a message on the state of the KNUST-SRC. The academic semester began on 1st February 2019, and preparations for the semester commenced immediately. But before I provide details on that, I would like to touch on a few projects which have been done. First and foremost, I would like to commend the Parliament on successfully completing its 10th year anniversary celebrations, which went on very well. Mr. Speaker, extension of Wi-Fi routers at the hall and the gas hostels, as well as the SRC hostel. There were several complaints on the weak connections of the Wi-Fi routers. There were other complaints from the halls that the Wi-Fi services and servers were distant from the users of the halls, so it prevented them from effectively utilizing the facility. This got to the ears of the SRC, and we followed up on it to the university management. Thankfully, new routers have been installed across campus, and facilities, as well as additional routers, have now been installed on the veranda of the halls, giving students easy access to the facility. An SRC working for you indeed. Language classes. In our quest to provide a direct value impact on the lives of the KNUST students, language classes, which began last year, still continues this semester. Now students are being tutored on how to speak French and Chinese, which goes a long way to give them an advantage when given the chance to serve in diverse offices here in KNUST or outside in the world. Ghana, especially being sandwiched by French-speaking countries, it is only prudent that we give students the chance to acquaint themselves very well with the language. We promised students an SRC that would directly impact their lives, and we have since not deviated from this course. An SRC indeed working for you. KNUST flag was raised very high in Africa last December as we came home successfully as the Pan-African University Debate Champions. It is also laudable to note that our Chief of Staff, by name Kelly Smith Amankwa, was also adjudged the best judge in Africa, bringing home a very prestigious medal. Come this December, we are privileged as KNUST to host the Akofena, which is the next edition of the Pan-African University Debate Championship, and we hope to retain the championship. SRC Week celebration. Due to the impasse, our week celebration, which was supposed to come off in the first semester, was postponed to the second semester. The SRC outlined captivating programs that ran through the 8-day period program, beginning with the launch of the SRC Week celebration. And for the first time, this was done in conjunction with all the halls, and it was a very good event that took place at the parade grounds. Fun City, the usual traditional program, which is climaxed by the Artist Night, was the first program on the outline this time. This program gave young and talented student artists the opportunity and the platform to showcase their talent and music to the overwhelming crowd at the parade grounds that night. Again, this is a direct impact on the lives of students, giving them the chance, exposure, to showcase what they have within themselves to KNUST and the world at large. The program is since dubbed as one of the biggest and best artist nights we've ever held in KNUST. Health screening. The SRC believes that to keep the body in a good health state is a duty. Otherwise, we shall not be able to keep our minds strong and clear at all times. Following this, we organized a health tip and screening program at the Royal Parade Grounds, and students were provided with basic information on how to live a healthy life on campus. Students were also screened on blood grouping, sickling status, hepatitis B, BMI, blood pressure, dental checkup, eye test, blood donation exercise, among many others. Food bazaar. one of the most loved events of the SRC Week celebration. The SRC organized a food bazaar on the 27th of February. Students ate all kinds of sumptuous meals and drinks at no cost till the best. The food bazaar also had an inter-hall food competition, which was won by University Hall. Congratulations to them. KNUST Strongest. The KNUST Strongest happened on the 28th of February, where our Ghanaian champion, popularly known as Van Damme, was denied the opportunity to participate, only to give more room for students who would also like to showcase how strong they are when it comes to weightlifting. It featured activities like bench press, the shoulder press, the squat, the deadlift, car pull, tie flip, and many more. Participants were given befitting prizes, and the winners likewise. The ladies' talk. The SRC has the interests of females at heart, and as a result, we organized an intensive women's program dubbed Time with Ladies. Of course, we saw a lot of men present at the event, with the theme, Becoming an Exceptional, Selfless, and Successful Woman. Speakers were Dr. and Mrs. Beatrice Riafe, Ms. Sewa Amihe, and Ms. Abrefi Dedu. The program was one to write home about and had great exploits. I'm sure most women in KNUST were well spoken to and have a great lesson to write home from that program. Our friends from Konfanochi were not forgotten. As for the first time they were involved, we had a live band and concert for them, which featured spoken word, dance, choreography, and many more at the Konfanochi residence for all the students there. Chaskele Arts Festival. Art is either revolution or plagiarism, as popularly said. The Arts Festival was organized for students to showcase all forms of art like painting, poetry, singing, rapping, magic, etc. The aim was to give students a platform to unearth and develop their talents. This was also to appreciate the KNUST Art Faculty for the good works they have done and will continue to do. The program was held at the Great Hall, and the embrace of students towards this homemade program was indeed commendable. Prophetic service. To crown the week celebration, we organized a prophetic service to thank God for seeing us through the week. A renowned man of God, Prophet Bernard L. Bernard Nelson Eshon, was invited to lead the service. The service was very, very filled with anointing, as we had our own Right Honorable Speaker receiving his fair share of the prophecies. In summary, it was a week we will never forget. I appreciate the hard work of all my able executives who made the week a very successful one. And to all parliamentarians, I say a very big thank you for your support throughout the week. I would also like to say a big thank you to all students who made it a part of their schedule to attend the programs and avail themselves to be beneficiaries of all the programs organized thus far. As a strategy was organized for final years, and this was a full day's event which saw a lot of well-known speakers across the nation come to train students, specifically final year students, on networking, corporate branding, CV writing, interview preparation, and a lot of other skills that are very much needed to fit into the job market and be outstanding. Handling Our World was a very, very powerful program that was organized by our Women's Commissioner. This saw a lot of great speakers and a lot of students, females particularly, filling the Great Hall. Mr. Speaker, on the upcoming SRC elections, I would like to commend the Electoral Commissioner for the impressive work he has begun to ensure a smooth and credible election so far. I would like to say that to all aspirants, we should ensure fair play and in all dealings, and most importantly, prepare yourselves very effectively, for the task of leading the students lies ahead is very great. I am hoping to ensure and assist in the smooth running of the process, as well as to provide any necessary support for the right setting of the winner for this year's SRC elections. Mr. Speaker, in recent times, there has been a lot of concerns raised about inappropriate spending of the SRC on programs organized so far. Mr. Speaker, I would like to emphatically state that I am not in any regard in support of such acts, and any executive or appointee who is found engaging in such acts shall be subjected to the necessary parliamentary proceedings to ensure trust and efficiency in our systems. Mr. Speaker, programs that will continue to happen for the rest of the semester. Come this Friday from 15th to 17th March, we'll be receiving guests from the Ramapo University in New Jersey, USA, who will be arriving here for a week they are having an exchange program with us, and as such, the onus lies on us as the Parliamentary Council, the Executive Council, and all arms of student leadership to be prepared to receive them and show them what KNUST has to offer. Off-campus security plans are far advanced, and in a week or two, selected areas of campus will be having community-manned policed checkpoints. The selected areas thus far are the Nana Adoma Hostel, Jacado Hostel, Old Franco Hostel, and Amon Hostel. These hostels are going to have within their environs a community-manned structure for community police to patrol at night and to ensure that our students off campus, who are much of a priority to us, just like those on campus, are given a fair share of security. It is good to note that the Ayiriasi Bridge has seen tremendous improvement as temporary measures have been put in place to make it accessible to students. I would like to commend all student leaders across campus for their diligent work thus far and their improved communication with the SRC to ensure that we effectively advocate for students every time. I would like to also extend my commendation to the campus media and student activists. The last time at the State of SRC, I gave them a fair share of lambasting at how they approached issues, and we've seen a lot of improvement lately. When there are issues, when there are problems, they petition the SRC, they inform the SRC, and through the right channels and procedure, we fight for the student interest to be always the first. Mr. Speaker and the House, Startup School will be commencing on 16th March, and there'll be a business challenge as well for all students who have businesses, all student entrepreneurs who have projects going on and businesses going on. The SRC is going to use the Startup School as an opportunity to invite world-renowned entrepreneurs across the country and even across the globe in Africa to come and coach our students, to train our students on how best they can be able to manage their businesses and to scale it up to become well-known businesses and inventions across the country. Elections. As various elections approach, I would like to state to all of us in this August House, especially parliamentarians and student leaders, that let us not hurry to leave office, but let us rather hurry to leave with marks with which our successors can successfully have drawings and paintings of effective leadership that can be drawn for years to come. The People Assembly Forum, as stated in our policies, would be unrolled shortly. It is our wish to dialogue with students on certain peculiar challenges they face and design collective mechanisms to tackle such issues, even for presidents who will come years after me, in the spirit of getting a progressive and development plan for the SRC for the years ahead. It is worthy to note as well that the International Youth Empowerment Summit, a well-known conference which happens every year at the National Theatre, for the first time is coming to Kumasi, featuring a host of great dignitaries, great men of God, the likes of Reverend Isudanaba, Reverend Lawrence Tete, the host pastor Brian Amwating, as well as other features, as well as featuring other great personalities in the country like Jackie Appiah, Chioma Agbota, Lewayne, Kwame Adinkra, and many more. It is worthy to note as well that every single time there's a gospel event, this is with the sole aim of reaching out to students or to people to give their lives to Christ and to renew their hopes with the Holy Spirit. But this time around, there's an empowerment program merged together with a gospel program. From Friday 15 to 17 March to Sunday 17 March at the Great Hall, we are going to be having the morning session, which will be more like a tech or pep talk that is going to go a long way to inspire students, to speak to students on various topics of entrepreneurship, leadership, and empowering students on various aspects of livelihood, whereas the night session will be the gospel event. On this note, I'd like to state that we have come very, very far. The saying that always goes that little by little the bird makes its nest. Together as student leaders of KNUST, we are fixing a nest that will be a strong one that will hold KNUST for years to come, a strong one that will be the pioneer of democracy and accountability in our setting as KNUST leaders. Let us make sure that we collectively put all our efforts together to make sure this nest is very strong and not porous. Let's bear in mind that the pull-him down syndrome, regardless of the level, whether on the SRC level, the parliamentary level, our college level, our faculty level, department level, is not going to go a long way to help anyone. Rather, let us come together as one people. as one group, to always and at all times put our efforts together, our mindset together. Criticism is very important. It is the backbone of what pushes us to achieve more at every point in time. But bear in mind that too much of criticism, when it's not in a positive dimension, goes a long way to demoralize the zeal that might be hard for students to lead them regardless of what sacrifice we'll have to do. So on this note, I would like to call on all student leaders, all parliamentarians, and all executives of the SRC. But let us come together now more than ever. Regardless of the issues, the problems that we face, this is the time where we need to stand together. This is the time where we need to stand strong and fight for KNUST. God bless KNUST-SRC. God bless SRC. God bless KNUST. God bless Ghana. Have a wonderful evening. Thank you.
Can we take a patriotic song from Tamsukwa? Come close. I see. Come. Take them.
Special.
Thank you very much, Gamsukwa. Julie, God is good. 10 years as a parliamentary council, the Lord has brought us far. As usual, I will take the remarks from various caucus. We'll start with the college caucus. From there, we move on to the hall caucus, then we move on to non-residential and IAC. Just be brief. Normally, after the address by the president, we allow for remarks. Are all caucus ready?
You have
Without, okay, all caucus.
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker, honorable members. We would like to thank the SRC President for his wonderful speech, but we will use this opportunity to also address the issue of the sports boys, that is their remunerations. That one wasn't captured. We also use this opportunity to thank the KNUST-TEK President, Master Yao Brampon, for the support that he's still giving the horse. Thank you very much.
College caucus. Yes, Honorable Michael.
Mr. Speaker, I'd like to commend the SRC president and his team. Personally, I think they've been doing a wonderful job. It's not easy, but of course, one way or the other, they will face challenges, and then their ability to overcome those challenges is what makes them good leaders. Of course, it makes all of us good leaders. Personally, the SRC Parliamentary Council has also come far, and looking at how neatly our leadership has dressed with their gowns, I think that it's a step in the right direction in terms of students' governance as well and structures. And so I hope that we'll be able to continue the good works and end fruitfully so that the subsequent badges can learn something from us. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you very much. Before we move on to, okay, I think College caucus is not done.
Yeah, right, Honorable, just to add to what Honorable Michael said, I want to remind or plead with you to aid us get the zebra crossing we spoke about in front of College of Science, KNUST-TEK, and School of Business. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I would like to also introduce the former SRC Women's Commissioner, Ruth Anku Betano. Please just give a wave. Okay. Thank you very much. Move on to non-residential and IEC caucus.
Mr. Speaker, first we want to thank the SRC President for the bridges again and the security policy being implemented. As he said, next week or a week or two, we are going to see the post and the men there, and we are very grateful for that. Also, on behalf of the ISA, we want to thank the SRC for their support, and also coming elections, they expect the SRC support as usual. And we also want to thank the KNUST president and the KNUST, KNUST local KNUST for their support, for their promises that they kept. And we are also expecting the SRC to keep their promise that they've made to the non-residential caucus. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We would also like to introduce the former SRC General Secretary, Isabella Ejekum. Thank you for gracing this occasion. We're almost getting closer to the end. Just before I was coming, a committee which was set up by the Deputy Speaker want to give a report. Honorable Daniel, I'm welcome.
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker. A report of ad hoc committee. This committee was set up by the Deputy Speaker, Right Honorable Nidodu, on the 3rd of March 2019, after a gross misconduct by the Financial Secretary. On the 3rd of March 2019, as part of the core mandate of Parliament, the House met to deliberate on pressing issues. Among those issues discussed was the gross misconduct of the SRC Financial Secretary, Master Gabriel Mensah, which was 6 allegations were leveled against him, And for the purpose of clarity and certainty, I would mention them. Trust issues, encounter with Marshall, refusal to provide copies of budget, delay in presenting budget for reading, failure to meet deadline. And failure to present budget. In view of this, an ad hoc committee was formed in Parliament to probe into the allegations, as the House is one of repute and gives respect to the fundamental right to fair hearing. Members of the committee include Honorable Daniel Makwata, myself, Honorable Kwabena Dufour, Honorable Victor Ampofo, Honorable Lavinda Yamwa, my able president, Honorable Patricia Do Atta. On the 5th of March 2019, at exactly 7:30 p.m., the committee met to commence their inquiries. In so doing, the Financial Secretary was invited to assist in our findings. We find him guilty of all the allegations, but one, that is the encounter with Marshall. This is the recommendation of the ad hoc committee. We recommend he renders an unqualified apology to the House and the entire student body. Publish the budget of the SRC on all notice boards as stipulated in Article 25, Clause 6 of the SRC Constitution as amended in 2011. Be deprived of his allowances due him. We therefore admonish the Right Honorable to forward our recommendation in addition to the complaint to the Judicial Council as stated under Order 11, Rule 3 of our Standing Order of Parliament. We believe service to man is service to God. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. So the House will look into the recommendations and see what we agree on. My attention has been drawn by the head of finance and budget. He has a few words for us.
Mr. Speaker, from the Budget and Finance Committee, we've been able to do due diligence to scrutinize the budgets of both the SRC and KNUST. And we're scheduled to bring it before the House for approval on last Friday, I mean. But due to some unforeseen circumstances, that couldn't happen. Part of this, I think the blame falls on myself and my committee. And so I'd like to apologize on behalf of my committee and myself as the head of the Finance Committee. And also, as soon as possible, we'll give the leadership of the House when we think we'll be ready with finalizations with respect to both the KNUST and the SRC budgets and put it before the House for approval. Thank you, Right Honorable.
Thank you very much, Honorable Michael. Welcome to a closure of today's third State of Address. I know for once we are closing early. Immediately after we close, today being our anniversary day, we have an anniversary cake outside. Honor members will join us to cut it. Will join us to cut it outside. And everybody will be attended to. Today will be our anniversary day. We have a nice package for everyone. attention will be drawn by non-residential. There are some few information to be given.
Mr. Speaker, thank you very much. We spoke about the new structure of the non-residential. Let it known to the whole KNUST populace today. So this is what the non-residential caucus has brought. First, we are having reps from each hostel of campus. That is major hostels of campus. That is, we have, for instance, we have Kanam. We have 3 Kanam hostels, so we just get 1 rep for the Kanam hostel and get 1 rep from each of the hostels around to form a committee that is going to take up problems from these hostels to the non-residential reps, to the MPs of the various of campuses. This is a measure to solve problems of campus and to include the off-campus to every program and every initiative taken by the SRC and the school's administration. So from there, problems and requirements will be made known to the DOS. A new secretariat is going to be formed, named non-residential secretariat under the DOS, which is going to take up problems from off-campuses, which is going to deal with issues from hostels, spanning from light bills and disagreement between hostel managers and residents. So that is the structure which is going to be formed. And coming week, the committee, the members or the reps from each hostel is going to be posted on the notice boards of various hostels, both on campus and off campus, so that residents will know their reps so as to get to them when there is a problem. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you very much. Just to add, I think there's an initiative by non-residential, which is a website or an online registration for all students found in off-campus constituency. So let's do well. They have met the stakeholders, that's the hostel managers. So from next semester, members of off-campus will also have themselves online for the non-residential MPs to know the number of members they have in each constituency. That's the step in the right direction. I move on to my closing remarks. Before that, may a member move for the adjournment of this sitting. Honorable Linda.
Mr. Speaker of the House, I, Okonkwo Linda, a member of Parliament for International Student Association, move for the adjournment of this meeting.
I think I want to take it to another course. Oh. The other was non-residential and IAC. I'll give it to the head of college caucus.
Thank you very much, Right Honorable. I, Felix Ocheriebwa, from the college caucus, second the motion.
Thank you very much. So immediately after my closing remarks and closing prayer, we'll stand up for a team song, which is talk about your grace and mercy has brought us this far. So we'll sing it together with the Gamsu Choir. I'd like to thank everybody who has supported us in one way or the other to come this far as a parliamentary council. It has not been easy. I know my members have gone through a lot. There have been many times that they have been called for emergency sitting. I can't. Indeed, for the record says, we have been a parliamentary council that have met many occasions, many and many. And I'd like to thank you for your many sacrifices. Some have to skip class, some have to run away from class and be there. Committees have to meet. And with what they have done, it's about presentation of reports, which have been documented, both from the SRC Council and out of the various constituencies. A great job done by the business committee, always in advising and letting us put a nice program. All the committees have so far been wonderful. And we have a lot to leave for others to follow. This is our time. We are doing our best. And we believe the next council will do their best. My advice to all aspirants is that you wish in the next few months to take over in your remarks, in whatever you put up, your policies, in whatever you say, remember that you don't destroy what you're coming to take over. Be careful about your criticism about leaders. When you get there, you get to understand. Wherever you stand, you may have issues. So, let's do our best. Campaign. There are a lot of policies that have been passed. We made them available. And those policies need to be continued. And that's how far we want to go with our democracy, both at the college level department and the SRC level. Also with the colleges, there will be few issues with money allocation. We'll be having a committee very soon to look at that, because a lot of programs will be pushed to the college level, and you have programs for department faculty. So let's also watch out for that. It's going to be a serious exercise to help and deepen our democracy. Also, next week, Monday, exactly at 3 p.m. here, we also have an historic sitting. We're having the Student Governors Association from the University of Ramapo, USA, to join us here. The president is going to be here. It's a historic event. There's been a special sitting. We wish to call for every student to do their best to come and witness as we display how student governance is. They also let us know how it is done. We move forward. I'd like to thank the media, Gamsukwa, and cultural troupe for a wonderful performance today. They really promised me that today will be a special day. They will do their best, and we have really enjoyed ourselves. We have few days to end our various offices. Let's continue to do our best for Mother KNUST, and we wish all aspirants the best. Make sure you don't fall foul to the rules of the EC, because this year is ready for anyone who goes against. I think today we heard whatever happened this afternoon. That should show our EC's readiness to make sure the laws are followed. We are always ready to do our best. To the SRC executives and appointees, thank you very much for coming and for gracing this occasion. I'd like to thank management for also coming. All former executives, we are very grateful and honored. We'll take an introduction from the deputy clerk, and after that, I will take the closing prayer. We'll do it outside. Okay. I would like to also thank the KNUST cadet. We have the commander-in-chief of KNUST Master Kelvin seated here. We'd like to thank you very much for your support and every time being ready to support us. We are very, very grateful. Introduction.
Abdulaziz Ibrahim, Clerk of Parliament.
I'm Gloria Poku Boate, third year chemical engineering student, deputy clerk of the house.
Yeah.
Amedo Johnson, Marshal of the House.
Thank you. So we'll rise for the closing prayer, then we'll also stand for the song. Thank you very much. Let us all rise. So all members of Parliament are to pick their book as to take the closing prayer together. On page 24 of our standing order book. Closing prayers. Oh God, grant us a vision of our university, fair as it might be. So let us take it again. This is on page 24, appendix D, closing prayers. Oh God, grant us a vision of our university, fair as it might be, a university of righteousness, where none shall wrong his neighbor, a university of plenty, where evil and poverty shall be done away with, a university of brotherhood, where all success shall be founded on service, and honor shall be given to the deserving, a university of peace, as the shall rest on the will of the people, and the love of the common good. Bless the effort of those who struggle to make this vision a living reality. Inspire and strengthen our people, that they may give time, thought, and sacrifice to speed the day of the coming beauty of KNUST, Ghana, and Africa. Amen. As this wait. Make we all join. We go to cut the cake. Darling, treat them with song. Okay, then. Make a cake. Oven. Cake. Okay.
Hello.
What's it? No.
Coco said, no.
Salad. Obey,
Hello. Mr. Speaker.
Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker. Memo.
Fred, Rashford, for Lukaku, and then Arsenal beseeching an offside decision, but it wasn't going to come, and the goalkeeper to their rescue.
Big chances. They're two goalkeepers, Arsenal. So I'm pretty certain there's that ball before. Back in. It's a little bit of composure from Marcus Rashford. Looks like he might want to shoot and just plays a lovely little pass as Monreal steps out, and these are the big chances in the game Lukaku's had. Could have had 2 or 3. This is the handball. No, it's not.
Definitely not.
Fooled us all. Well, just me. And me. What a save from Leno.
Great save. He's had a good game so far, Leno. The ball by Marcus Rashford, as you say, Gary.